In this video, I want to talk about something that is very painful to a lot of people and very frustrating. Sometimes people feel embarrassed about it, but it has exploded almost exponentially over the last 20, 30 years, maybe 40 years, and that is depression. So in this video, I want to look at what are some foundational things that we can do to address the issue of depression. So when we're talking about depression, one of the places that I like to start is with what I call foundations. I have something I work through with my clients called the Wellness 10 Commandments. And that's the place really with any wellness issue, whether it's physical or more mental, spiritual. I always start with the foundations. So those are things like, for example, when it comes to depression, you want to make sure you're moving well. That is, get out and sweat and do some exercise. Get out in nature, go for hikes. Just take some deep breaths, get in that good fresh oxygen. So those are some very basic things. Obviously you want to make sure that you're getting enough sleep. Hydrate well. When you increase and properly hydrate, one of the biggest things with the issue of depression to watch for is a dropping blood sugar. So it's very important to eat well. And that would be not eating processed foods, white sugar, white flour, highly processed fast foods, things like that. But make sure that you do a diet that helps with a low blood sugar. So you probably want to eat smaller, more frequent meals. Keep snacks with you. One of the biggest things with depression is looking at the spiritual side of things. And the reason I say that is because during my 14 years as a pastor of a church, we saw several miracles happen. One woman was struggling with depression for 10 years, even to the point of cutting herself. A lot of pain, had been hospitalized, spent thousands of dollars trying to figure out natural remedies. She called for the elders of the church, or we invited people to come forward for prayer. And just like it says in the book of James in the Bible, James chapter 5, the elders of the church anointed her with oil, and we just prayed. If there was any darkness over this lady, we commanded it to leave. She was healed instantly of her depression. And so we began to do that for lots of people in the church, and we saw a number of people get healed instantly. So there's things that happen in our lives that I call door points. Traumatic events that happen in life that open the door for the spiritual realm, for lack of a better way of describing it, to impact us or oppress us. And so you have to look at the spiritual side. Now, let's take a look at the physical side and what are some practical things that we can do in terms of supplements that can really help. With depression, many times the problem begins in the gut. There certainly can be spiritual issues, and we've talked about that. The meditations of your heart, what you're thinking about over and over. On the physical side, the problem lies in the gut with the liver. So what happens is there's a deficiency of minerals, especially calcium phosphate. And so the liver doesn't manufacture enough digestive juices, and you have a dilute hydrochloric acid. When that happens, you're not breaking the food down properly, and there's kind of a cascade effect. So you become more minerally deficient, more vitamin deficient, because you're not breaking your food down properly. In that case, digestive enzymes can help. More than that, let's look at some of my favorite products. For liver support and proper function of the liver, I really like these two products, and I've covered them before. CMC is 66 minerals in the colloidal form, in particular calcium phosphate. That's an excellent product, and the sidekick to that is Algazine, contains iodine and trace minerals. Those two complement each other and really help build up the mineral content for the liver. Now, one of the biggest things that the liver does not manufacture when there's a mineral deficiency is vitamin B3 or nicotinic acid. So some people have been helped by a vitamin B complex In fact, B12 shots are not uncommon in some treatment protocols. But nicotinic acid is directly related to, or can be directly related to, depression. And you have to be very careful with that. There is a specific way to take it. I would recommend working with a health practitioner in doing the B vitamins and especially the B3. Lastly, there's a couple of supplements that I carry that people have reported to be helpful. One of those I've talked about in some other videos is called ashwagandha. And lastly, I have a Chinese herbal remedy called Qi Happiness, and that is designed specifically to work with people who are struggling with depression. So those are some key supplements that can really help get you over the top as you're working through the foundations, the Wellness 10 Commandments, and hopefully get you into a place where you have victory over depression. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content. I'll be making these videos on different type health issues in the future, and I don't want you to miss out on those. And remember, always ask where the good way is and walk in it, and you will find rest for your souls.